Hey, this is the Birdman Show, and I'm here with my special guest, best-selling author, Omar Tyree, and we're here to talk about his new project, The American Disease. Omar, tell us a little bit about what's going on with this new project that we're going to be hearing about.
I actually started writing American Disease as a tantrum.
Okay.
Because I was going around trying to get $50,000, you know, for these new projects I got, and I'm talking about it's going on year 3 now.
Wow.
And I'm talking about I'm around black people that got money.
Right.
But you know, they knew I was trying to do things in the music industry, so I ain't put my money over there. So I said, look, all right, I'm gonna give you my books and put properties up and I ain't doing 50. And these are folks that got money, man. They doing stuff on their house for $300,000. They traveling, you know.
Yes.
And so then I'm looking at all these daggone athletes that got all this kind of money. Looking at these rappers with 100,000 in their teeth, you know, 100,000 in their ears. And they talking about I'm like, yo, I can't get $50,000 to start a whole new business. You know, with the young people that I have under this Hot Loud entertainment label.
Yes.
And so I was walking home one night, you know, from the store, just trying to get the energy out of me, the anger and whatnot. And I said, man, this is a disease, man. When you're trying to get money, and folks know that you're trying to get money, man, like any kind of broke thing, or you asking for money, like, oh, I ain't calling back no more. They stop calling, they start lying, and then the word get out, oh, I'm looking for money. And so I said, man, this is, and then I started thinking about all black people.
Okay.
You know, when we don't have the money right, we can't do stuff, and then that whole fake it till you make it stuff. You can't fake it around me, because I'm gonna ask for it. You know what I mean? Like, but because I've had it and I've done money, you know, stuff with it. So that's where the whole idea came from. And so the first scene in the book is a tantrum, like, what if you were so mad at your friend for not giving you some money, you just took him out of here, you know? And so everybody, whoa, that's it. And then I went from there and built a whole bunch of other characters who have money issues. That don't mean everybody broke. You got some rich people in there just plain greedy that don't want to give it up. So they part of the thing too, because that's what makes the world go run, the haves and the have-nots. You know, so I wanted to do that, man, wanted to make it dramatic, and then talk to black people about the economic issues that we continue to have, man, because we're doing a lot of crazy stuff because we don't have money. And there's a lot of things that don't get done because we don't have the money. You know, with me being an intellectual and an educator, they always want us to do free stuff. But they want to pay the athletes and pay the entertainers. You know, so that's what it is, man. So this whole book was a tantrum that now is a great idea.
So let me ask you this question. Do you think that people are kind of cautious or hesitant because they know you as an author? And now that you're diving into this music thing, they're so used to seeing a book, and they're saying, well, what does he know about music? Do you think that's where the caution is kind of kicking in?
Well, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Nobody invested in my books either.
Okay.
You know, Mr. Charlie went ahead and, you know, snatched me up. That's Simon & Schuster, the biggest publishing company. Simon & Schuster, Jew and Jew, right? And that's what they do. They buy up our music, they buy up our film, they buy up our television show. So we always had black geniuses all over the place, and you bring it to them before it's that money-making entity and say, yo, this is how I did. And black folks, you know, we've had so many failures. They're like, oh, man, I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if that's going to. And so we end up having to do it ourselves, and then the big money comes from the other people. Wow. That's where it's always been. So my book money didn't come from us. I was making little grind money here and there, you know, people passing books around and stuff. The big money came from Simon & Schuster. And so it's the same deal now. The money's going to come from Universal, it's going to come from Warner Brothers, it's going to come from Atlantic Records or wherever. But when you try to build it from scratch and say, look, this is where you can get more money when you build it from scratch, because I can give up more dividends as opposed to taking it to corporate America. So to answer that question, I didn't get support in the book business either, you know what I mean? So that's normal. But I had a tantrum and all that because we could actually be the first investors and benefactors and a whole lot of black genius if we have the money and the confidence to support our own. As always.
So what are some of the factors of you being an entrepreneur that kind of makes you jump into things with such conviction and faith that you'll say, wow, well, I can do this and I don't need help from anybody? As far as, do you think you need to take that same energy in this music thing, or do you need a little bit more support?
You have to do that because people are not going to support you until they see it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's the courts of riddle of the Sphinx, what walks on, starts on all fours, then walks on twos, then walks on threes. And,
human, right?
Yeah, human. So you crawling. Black people want to crawl, we still crawling.
Right.
I'm a skilled person, so I can walk. Right. Now I'm wise, so I got the cane, it's 3.
Right.
But we still crawling. Let me see you do it first. You see what I'm talking about? So that's where everybody is. Let me see you do it first. They can't envision it happening before that. I've already been successful with envisioning storytelling.
Exactly.
You know, with music now, it's the beats, and I can play you the beats. Look, let me go in the studio, let me record it. They'll hear a hot song like, I don't know if that's gonna work. Dude, you can make it work. You put the money behind it. You know what I mean? Exactly. That's what the white folks gonna do.
Exactly.
They gonna put money behind it. They tell the radio stations, play this 20 times a day. We're paying for it.
Exactly.
And then you hear that rhythm over and over and over and over again.
You get hooked on
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. You walk around talking about Gucci gang, and it's only 2 words on the whole song.
Exactly.
You know, so that's what we're talking about, man. They can make anything go, but we have to have confidence in that machine to make it go. So I'm gonna do it again. I can't get supporters to do it. I'm gonna do it. But the cash cow is now we talking about the American disease, man.
Okay.
It's a disease when we don't appreciate our own genius, when we don't support our own genius. Until somebody else support it, then we jump on the bandwagon.
Okay.
Late.
Do you think Afro-American people are they're visual people and they don't want to help you, like you said, until you see it? But this is, after hearing what you were saying, a book writer or author is a storyteller. And music and songs are nothing but stories that you're telling. So I'm trying to understand why aren't you getting that capital, or why aren't they giving you the support, because they already know that you're a successful book author. So what is the fine line between?
Again, we talking about African Americans and money in America. We've been burned so many times. But we had Black Wall Street. Society Hill here in Philadelphia was black. You know that, right? Society Hill was black, and they take it back. You know, certain big neighborhood, Sugar Hill up there in Harlem, New York, black, and they come back in and take it back. And so what they do, they raise the price of the taxes, raise the price of the property. Black people lose a job because you black, right? You can't get a loan because you black. White folks move right on in, move you right on out. So we have failed so much in business that we are terrified of supporting our own bit. We just think in our mind, it's going to fail and all my money is going to go up in smoke. So they don't care what you're doing. They looking at it, let me see it be 100% successful first. But white folks have the money to, you know, wait, I'm going to go ahead and invest and see what happens.
I believe in you.
Well, first off, you know, me having conversations about the American disease is going to bring all these ideas to the forefront, where we talking about how, you know, we broke economically and we continue to struggle economically. Slavery was all about economics. They brought us over here to have free labor, inexpensive labor that they control. So we ended up with all the skills in the world in America. And then once we got our freedom, white folks said, wait a minute, I gotta pay him now? Oh, hell no. We're gonna open up for the Jews, the Latins, the Polish, everybody. Come bring your, like the whole American thing, come bring, because they didn't want to pay you. They didn't want to pay me. And so then our skills like, whoa, we built the ships, the houses, the food, we did all the cook, we did everything, right? The slave. Now they're like, I'm not gonna pay you for that. So what I do with these skills now? So it started off, we supporting our own business. Then after a while, the kids like, Dad, I can't make no money, nobody gonna hire me because I'm black. Then we end up losing skills. A lot of us can't go to school, can't afford the kids. And so I mean, it's very systematic in how they broke us down, where we end up losing the skills that we had in slavery because they won't pay for it as free people. And so it's gonna be a long process, but you gotta keep talking about it, and they have to see the success. So if I go ahead, and these young people I got under my Hot Live Entertainment now, if I make them successful, teach them how to keep their money, and teach them how to be confident in what they invest in, then we'll see that happen. And I'm gonna keep talking about it, and then people are like, yo man, do what Omar doing. You see what I'm talking about? And invest in black folks and make sure it's successful. Because that's what you got. You gotta make sure you win with it. And I'm prepared to do that.
So do you think this book will help a lot of artists and America to support black business?
Oh man, it's going to help a lot. Not only that, but it's going to make them totally aware of the complexities of situations. You know, so if I'm running down some of the characters in the book, I've got a rapper in there who can rap positive or he can rap negative. But as we know, the positive rap don't make no money. So he has a decision. I'm going to put that in the forefront right there. So we looking at that like, wow, we are forced to create nonsense or create the right thing based on our economics. Reality shows, you know what I mean? That whole thing. I got another character in there, a mom that never got married, she got 3 kids. You know she in trouble. You know what I mean? Then I got a grandmother in there, that's the mother of that mom. She been saving up her whole life. Now she looking at you gonna eat up all my money because you didn't marry the right person. Now you got 3 grandkids. I'm supposed to give up all my money. So now we got this conflict between mother and daughter because the grandkids ain't got no daddy, they got money. Right? We got one white man in there that called it the disease. That's where the white man called us that. Okay. Black people got a disease. They don't know what to do with money. If you give them money, they're going to throw it up. And then they talking about the teeth, the earrings. They putting it all in the face. The cars, renting houses for the videos. White people watching us like that's what they do with the money when we give it to them. And they really want to complain. And then you got the athletes that don't. I got a football player in there. He want a new contract. So, when you got that new negotiation, you terrified because you've been spending money so fast and hard. Now you got a new contract. Des Bryant, $16 million Cowboys. Right. Now he's looking for that next job. Nobody want to pay him $10 million. He got to go all the way down to $7 million or something. You see how that works? Right. So now, where else you going to get that money from? You ain't catching touchdowns and running. And I'm not hating on him. Right. I'm just saying how crazy it is that we set up in that situation. You know what I mean? Where individuals going to go from making $40 million playing basketball and then go down to nothing. So really?
So this is, now I'm getting a point for the disease.
Yeah.
So if they kind of created the disease, then why are they looking at us now, pointing and saying, look what they do with it if they planted that so we can do that type of thing?
Hey, man, they did the same thing with the Native Americans, man. Smallpox and stuff got rid of them. This is part of the process, man. Genocide, man. Homicide. Right? So we ain't got to kill them with the gun. They going to kill themselves. You know what I mean? You put them on Chicago where they ain't got no money and they ain't got no parents. They going to kill each other in Chicago. You do the same in Gary, Indiana. You do the same in D.C. when they was fighting over drug territory. I was a student at Howard University. I wrote that book, Capital City, in case you didn't know. So we do that all the time. You go into Africa. You make them fight over whatever. They'll kill each other in Africa. They've been doing that. So it's part of the disease. They give it to us. They can call it what it is. Wow. So I just had a character just saying what it is with honesty. But that was, of course, white man with a white man. But when you write that, I can have that imagination to say they have those conversations. They ain't gonna let you know they had those kind of conversations. But white man to a white man, they can say whatever they want about us and be bluntly honest. And I got that in the book, so we are aware because now we got kids that's running around talking about white man ain't never did nothing to me. Black people, it's kids that say that every day. Wow. And I'm like, yeah, because he don't have to touch you now. It's already been done. Right. That's why you in the hood with all black people. You ain't even around white people. Exactly. He don't have to touch you now. Right. But you got kids, black kids that run around will actually say that out their mouth. Ain't no white man ever did nothing to me. Black people doing this, that to me. Right. So this book brings all that to the forefront so we can discuss this as mature adults again. But you have to create it in a way where it's dramatic enough where people say, whoa, and I'm gonna have them reading it every month because it's gonna be what they call the cliffhangers.
Yes.
I got you hanging on. What's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next?
I'm already on edge now. So do you think that it's gonna be so real that's gonna cause a lot of controversy?
I hope it do.
You think it's gonna, like, wow, that book is something and we wasn't expecting that.
That's what I want. Just like Kanye West, man, he did that whole publicity stunt talking about, slavery was a choice.
Do you believe that?
That was all publicity. Kanye right now, he wants attention so bad. He's saying stuff he don't even. He's crazy. He know good better than that. Right. He know better than that. But he knew that he had records and stuff. Now I was listening to the radio yesterday. Right. He got like 5 different projects he's working on. I said, well, that's perfect time for him to say something absolutely crazy. Exactly. That's what they do because now it's the desperation to make sure you can get the attention.
So the disease.
That's what it is. Part of the disease. Man, we gonna come out. I went through that same thing. Back in the mid-2000s, I was saying crazy stuff. Getting on radio shows because I knew that we were starting to take a hit. With the authors and publishers.
I don't respect that out of you.
Hey man, I'm a human, man. That's why I know what the disease is. You know what I mean? So I'm human. I went through that nonsense too, giving them information with my wife. Like, you said what? What are you talking about? Right. I ain't gonna do it no more, man.
But you knew that it wasn't true, but you just wanted to put it
out. No. I told the truth.
Right.
Told the truth. I'm saying like sometimes they don't need to know that much information.
Okay.
See what I'm talking about? Right. Sometimes we go on TV, like right now, the Jay-Z, he really ain't said nothing specific about him and Beyonce, and he kind of think, but they always advertising he's gonna talk about his infidelity and all that. You know what I mean? So there's ways in which Jay ain't never did that before. Now he's coming out when he needs to, right? So everybody manipulates the media. It's part of that disease. I gotta sell something. Let me give them so important now, so they can say, well, I don't need to hear from no old heads. You know what I mean? Y'all old. Get out the way. Black people. The music, fashion, model, all that kind. They trying to push all the elders out the way. No other community does that. None. You don't hear no white girl talking about, I'm going to push so-and-so out the way, Madonna out the way. They give cadence to money. They want to get on records with Madonna. They ain't something, I'm going to push her out the way. But in our community, they have driven a wedge between young people and old people. So I'm squashing that because I got all, young people working with me, and I'm the official old head, you know what I mean? No, and I'm letting everybody know, like, I'm working with these young people, and I'm letting them know what time it is with our caution.
But do they understand that you are the godfather of urban books?
Yeah, well, the people that's working with me, they've read the work. You know what I mean? So they know. But, a lot of people who, they kind of hesitant, they don't know who I am. So they don't want it. I'm just another old head, I got the gray hairs, I got the old school style, I got the old, it's old. And I'm like, when does music and art become old? I thought the old stuff was class. Is Picasso old? Like, I'm gonna throw him away now? Is Mozart old? We gonna throw? I hear these young boys downgrading Tupac and Biggie. I'm like, for what? These brothers ain't even here no more. They legends. And he's like, they overrated. Why would you come out your mouth and say a black legend that talked about the street with credibility and the real truth? Now y'all making up a whole bunch of stuff that ain't got nothing to do. A lot of these young boys on records now talking about them doing this and gang. They look like straight suburban wimps, man. Like I'm thinking about, and we from Philadelphia. I'm thinking that boy wouldn't last one week on our block when we boxed every single day in the 80s. I'm sharp right now, you know what I mean? 50 years old, it's like automatic, man. I'm thinking, look at these dudes like, dude, you wouldn't last one. But they get on these records and they thugging and ganging and they got the guns pointing in your face. I mean, this is ridiculous.
So the image.
Man, I gotta get all in the book. It's all in the American disease. Cousins and family. It's how we the city of brotherly love. Of course, we beating each other down and killing each other too. We get mad at each other. But that's our city, man. We heartfelt people. And so, with me dealing with that whole light skin thing, it didn't hit me that way. Then I always had to tell other people, like, I don't like saying it, but like, my wife is dark brown. I always, what I mean? Cause now for like, oh, now I got it, But I had cousins that were dark, cause you part of that. You think my father, grandmother. So it's like, come on. I got a dark skinned sister, dark skinned nieces and nephews. So it's like, come on. And if people don't know you, and they start talking at like, you don't even know me, dude. Ask my little dark skinned nephews if I ever had. And I'm like, no, we love Uncle Omar. He brought us down to his house and paid for this and that. They like, no, but they look at me and say, oh, you light skinned uncle. So they tease me. Even my sons are darker than me because my wife is bad. They tease me all the time. But I'm like, cool, as long as they feel comfortable in their skin. You see what I'm talking about? Something like, all right, beat me up for being light skinned. All right, whatever. I'm a black man. I ain't never even used the term African American because that word black signifies defiance. It signifies, the hell with all that other. I'm black. You know what I mean? It's that power thing. And so you get a whole lot of light-skinned people that's like, yo, I got to deal with it, I'm going to deal with it. So sometimes we become the roughest fighters.
So that's what I was going to say, that's why you really had to like buckle up and say, I'm going to own this thing because of the complexion. They was going to come at you harder because of what you look like. They wanted to test you to see
and so you got Malcolm X, and you got Minister Farrakhan, you got Huey Newton, you got Adam Clayton Powell, you got Frederick Douglass. You got Thurgood Marshall. I can run down a list of light-skinned dudes that was fighting rougher than dark-skinned dudes. Fighting. You know what I mean? Because we like, okay, this is what we dealing with. All right, watch. You see? So, I mean, don't get into that light-skinned thing, baby.
You think that is that part of the disease?
I got melanin in the blood.
You believe that's part of the disease, too?
Well, I don't look at it with that disease, but I can be part of the whole idea of it. But no, the disease is the ailments, you know what I mean? I don't look at that as the ailment. That's like surviving, you know what I mean? Like, okay, is this who I have to be, then this is who I'm going to be. But otherwise, it'll have you confused. You know what I mean? Hesitant. I ain't trying to be that. That's why I can speak with so much conviction. Once you say I'm black, ain't nothing else go. I'm black, let's go with it. You know what I mean? I'm African American, I have a little bit of this, then you start getting wishy-washy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Kanye right now, you start asking him, he starts getting wishy-washy.
Okay.
You know, he got a white wife, he got mixed children, you know, but that she ain't all that white, you know that, right?
Right,
You know,
right.
She's ethnic white, yeah,
right,
she ain't
exactly.
true white.
Exactly.
You know, so now Kanye's all, you know, which way do I go kind of thing.
Exactly.
And so I don't want to be with that, you know, like, no, I can't do that. I got to be solid on what I'm talking about.
Exactly. But when I say the disease, I'm talking about, do you think the complexion thing is part of disease that causes division?
Okay, if they allow it to cause division, you know, I wrote about, you know, the whole Creoles down in New Orleans.
Yes.
I got a book called Leslie. And down there, they allowed it to be a division.
Okay.
Down south, they allowed it to be, but I'm not from the south.
Right.
You know, I grew up in West Philly. They didn't care how, like, they might call you a red bone, but you
Right.
in the hood like everybody else in the hood.
Exactly.
You see what I'm talking about? So I ain't getting no, so if I got some special privilege, I really didn't feel it that way.
Okay.
But I will say this, the first time I really got into this whole identification of knowing I was light skinned,
Okay.
the girls did it. Right? I've been mounting everybody, and I'm not even in West Philly.
Is
Girls
this
start
in
describing.
the 80s?
Yeah, in the
Okay,
80s.
okay.
But here's the girl's description. He tall, he light skinned.
Right.
And it sounded like that light skinned lasted. Like,
Right.
I'm like, and that's when it hit me like, light skinned, like what the hell? Because the whole time my buddies, everybody, if you hang out in the hood, everybody's different complexion.
Exactly.
You ain't like, I'm not from New Orleans. I'm like, oh, you gotta be light to hang out. I wasn't thinking about that.
Right.
So when the girls started explaining who you are, then they had to break down the height, the complexion, you know, the hair and all that.
I mean,
So when they said that, then I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, but that's what they say, Omar. They still say it. You know, Omar Tyree. You know the light skinned guy
Yeah,
with the
see
haircut. They still.
So that's what it is. So that's when it really hit me, because as a kid, you ain't running around talking about light skin. You ain't thinking about that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm talking about? When you get to be a teenager and they start breaking down your attractiveness and all
Right,
that.
right.
Now it's he light skinned, he dark,
Right,
he muscular.
Right,
and so then it's like, whoa, how come this light skin lasts for 5 sentences?
Exactly.
Light skin, you know.
Yeah, right.
And so I'll never forget that, you know.
So tell us this. Oh, I'm enjoying this interview. What is some pearls of wisdom that we can give the people on the Birdman show and the people in general that you would like to take, that they can take with them on this interview?
With the American disease or this
with
whole
the American disease
and
and some other, but starting with the American disease because
Right.
that's our purpose.
Well, you know, we got off too because we just talking. You know what
I know, right.
But the American disease, it's all about the economics, you know. So I'm putting out a song right now. I'm putting a 13-year-old girl from Baltimore, Genesis, on the hook. And it's all about the disease, you know what I mean, of us trying to figure out capitalism.
Okay.
And that's what slavery was all about. They can identify. I'm light-skinned, but they still know I'm black. I still got the hair, I still got the nose, still got the lips. So now he's a little lighter, but we know who he is, you know, he had a little yin-yang in the system. But he still ain't one of us. So they still can identify you.
Okay.
And then they say, I'm not going to hire him either. See what I'm talking about? So we all understand. And then the whole separation thing you're talking about, I'm going to hire this Negro because I like their look a little. You know what I mean? And they can go there. They can do that more than we can.
Okay.
You see what I'm talking about? Because they still choosing with the money.
Okay.
A lot of light-skinned people broke too. You see what I'm talking about? We still getting all them dollar bills got their faces on it. Ain't no light-skinned faces on the dollar bill. You know, so that's how that thing breaks down. But in this conversation here, you know, a lot of people, they think of me as an author.
Okay.
And I am intellectual. I never back down from that. I'm a cultural dude, but at the same time, I'm from Philadelphia. And so what I get out of it, I'm a real dude. And so I don't use the N-word, but typically folks that don't know me, when they get around me, they say, he a real N-word. You know what I mean? And I get with that. I don't call myself that, but I get what they're saying. Like, and I keep telling them, like, dude, I'm from West Philadelphia.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Will Smith, as high as he can get, Will Smith will always be able to connect. I'm telling you now, because he's from West Philadelphia.
Right.
So ain't no way in the world, I don't care how big Will get, he can still talk to the people when he needs to talk to the people because he's from West Philadelphia. So I tell people all the time, like, yo, dude, before I wrote a book, before I thought about writing a book, I had to be with my people every single day.
People see the whole gamut of who Omar Tyree is. We touched on American disease, but just seeing, like you said, your real side. There's so many people.
Well, I'm always going to be real.
Exactly.
I don't know how not to be.
Exactly.
But I had a suit and tie when I was still working.
Exactly.
You know? So I got a mural at 52nd Street where, you know, in West Philadelphia, suit and tie on. But I'm like, I'm still the same dude. That was a uniform.
52nd and what?
Yeah, 52nd and Market. Okay. Yeah, they used to have a store called Geno's right there. We used to have these Geno's stores. They had chicken and burgers and stuff. It was the Geno's right there when I was young buck. And we used to wait on 52nd Street corner waiting for the buses, the trains.
Okay.
You know, so I got the song. Yeah. No, I'm 31. Okay. The 52 went the other way. 31 took us to the bottom.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we was always waiting for the 31. Okay. Or we jumped on a train to go downtown, or to go up to Sears. It used to be at 69th Street. It's going now. Okay. Or you go past Sears, or up to 69th. Sears was at 63rd. Right. You go up to 69th, we could go up shop up there, go to the movie. When we came out, we had to go back home. Wow. They ain't let us up there. Now we all up in Upper Darby and Yale, and I'm like, Roosevelt Boulevard.
Okay.
Philadelphia, you can go up there and shop. Cotton Avenue, Bustleton, you can go up there and shop. You better take your behind back. A white folks one playing. Now black people all up Bustleton, Cotton. I'm like, whoa, we couldn't go up there back
So you saw the whole change. You see the change.
Oh man, you kidding me? Now they got white folks in the heart of North Philly now. I'm like, wow, with big houses taking over North Philly. I'm like, they go one block, then they go another block, then they go another. They got a whole enclave right here in this side of North Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Right close to downtown. You look like a new neighborhood. Like, whoa, and they take over one block at a time. And right there in your nose, I brought my sons down here from North Carolina, drove them right over to like, I think it was like 2nd and Girard or something like that, where they got like this little enclave where I'm like, I let my sons see it. They were like, wow, Dad. I said, yeah, I'm catching it. Right. Black people that live in, I'm not even here now, but I catch it. Right. Y'all still hearing them catch it. Right. You know, so you got somebody got to wake them all up, man. Yes. You know, I'm letting my sons know, wake up. You know, that's the Spike Lee joint. Wake up.
School days, right?
Yeah, man. We still need them school days. Exactly. We still need to wake up. These kids are asleep out their minds now. Yes. And so they need guys like me to go ahead and shake them up and stir them up. But you know, now that nobody want to hear that OG, nobody wants that old stuff. Like, okay, right. So the new stuff is being totally ignorant, huh? And dissing your own people on every record, dissing your women on every record. But if you say anything of consciousness, anything of soulful, anything, that's old school and old. Okay. Just think about that logic. That's old. The new stuff is just killing each other, smoking weed, taking drugs, dissing our girls, and just partying, saying nothing political. That's what's new, right? And then you can't even understand when they say, right? The mumble mouth. I can't even understand you, right? But that's what's new.
We're going to do this every month. Tell the people, is there any shout outs or anything you want to say before we close this thing out?
The American Disease, you can get it at Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, HotLavaEntertainment.com, OmarTyree.com. I'm going to keep pushing this thing every single month. The new issue comes out the first of the month. It's the first of the month. Every first of the month, June 1st, July 1st, August 1st, September.